Welcome to Life, the podcast that dives into life. It's open to life. We discuss and talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. My name is Adam Farrell, and I'm here with our co-host, Steve Ballard. Welcome to Life podcast. We're here today with Steve.
As always, and we've brought Tommo with us.
Hello.
Who's Tommo? Tommo is...
You can't miss him.
You can't miss him. As well as being a unit, he's a competitive strongman.
Yeah, but I haven't competed for about 2 years, I will be honest.
Okay, personal trainer, security guard.
Hopefully not anymore.
And has what sounds like the best job in the world, which is a TV actor.
Well, yeah, right.
TV film.
I would never say I was an actor. I hate that.
You are?
Oh yeah, I do acting, but I wouldn't say I'm an actor.
What do you do for a living?
Yeah, right.
Actor?
Yeah. Well, we're for a living at the moment, but it's not consistent.
No, that's fair enough. We'll
But it
dive
is
into
good.
that a bit more. First of all, thank you very much for giving up your Monday night,
Thanks for asking me.
for popping on. It was just
All right.
a conversation in the gym, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, we've got a podcast. Oh, I do this.
Yeah.
I've got some stories. Oh, come down.
Well, why
So we're here.
Why not?
And how's life for you, Adam, at the minute?
All good, mate. All good. Very busy. But
Podcasts have been a bit slow, haven't they? Obviously, personal
they
reasons.
have been a bit slow. Like I said, very busy. But we're starting to ramp it back.
Yeah, we are.
Starting to ramp
We've
it
got some
back.
guests lined up.
Yeah, we've got some guests lined up, so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Let's dive into Tommo a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, where did it all start, mate? Talk us through the... Obviously, you look at the size of you. You're a big
I'm
man.
smaller than I was.
When did all the training start and the strongman sort of thing come about, and how did it come about?
Right. Okay, so long boring story. Well, let me think what year are we now? So, about eight or 9 years ago, I lost my dream job on the cruise ships because I had a problem with booze.
What was that doing?
Sports and entertainment host, going all over the world. Did it for like 3 years. It's brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was awesome. But big party lifestyle, and the truth is, I've always had an issue with drink.
Addictive personality.
Pretty much, yeah. So I always had a problem with that, and I started to get better with it when I was in the Navy and stuff like that. And I started going to the gym because of the Navy, and I boxed and all that. So I started to beat it then. But then when I came out of the Navy and went on the cruise ships, just
It was just that lifestyle.
yeah, I fell back into it, and then after a couple of years, it was a big problem. I didn't realise how big it was until like my last contract. It really got quite serious.
Wake up call.
Yeah. Anyway, I lost my job because I was just a drunken mess. Came home, and I look. When I look at it now, it was like I think I had a bit of a breakdown, but I didn't realise at the time. And there was a particular evening. I've spoken to a few people about
You don't
this.
have to say anything you're uncomfortable with.
No, I don't mind anymore. There was a particular evening when I was alone in the house. That my housemate was away for the weekend, and I didn't really want to. I say I didn't want to live. I didn't want to be who I was anymore. And what I did was I got a bottle of vodka and I got some pills and I downed the whole lot. And it wasn't like I wanted to kill myself. It was just like I wanted to, I don't know, be someone else or something. I don't know. When I think about it now, I think it was more of a cry for help than anything else. But obviously I was on my own. So if it had gone bad, it would have gone very bad. But fortunately, it wasn't maybe enough booze or wasn't enough pills or whatever. And I had some really bad stomach pains for a few days and a bit of a blackout and everything. And then I pulled through it, and I think when I look now, I was punishing myself for the way I was, if that makes sense.
Hating yourself.
Yeah, hating myself, yeah. And I wanted to be someone else or be a different person within myself. Anyway, as I was sort of coming out of this horrible few days, I happened to go on Facebook and I saw this video. Now, it was an old mate of mine from the gym, and he was doing a local strongman comp. And I remember thinking, I used to be stronger than him. Like, I could do that. And I thought, I need something to do.
Was you pretty big at this time, or?
I've always been quite strong.
Right.
So I was about 105, 110 kilos anyway, and I was a bit of a lump. And I'd been training like bro lifting for 2 or 3 years anyway.
Bro lifting.
Bro lifting. Tell me what that is.
Like, chest and arms, all that sort of stuff. But I never really did anything else. Yeah, exactly. Getting the t-shirt muscles and that, and ready for a Friday night and all that sort of stuff. So, I messaged him and I just said, what's this comp? I'm looking for something to do. I needed something to focus on. Yeah, and he just turned around to me and he went, "Oh, you won't believe this. There's a comp in 3 weeks, about 45 minutes away. Do you want me to put you down for it?" And I just said, "Yeah, why not?" And then I went to the comp and I came fourth. I remember I came fourth, and I had the best day ever. And I remember coming away from there thinking, "This is what I want to do." I found a focus, and that was it. Like almost overnight, I sort of stopped drinking, stopped doing all the other stuff I was doing, and just hit the gym, eating loads of food, and had a bit more of a positive mindset. And then I started doing strongman comps, and then within a year of that, I told you about this guy coming up to me in the gym, young lad. He's a mate of mine now. And he just told me I had a good face to play bad guys in movies, which I wasn't sure how to take at the time. But
what does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe he just said I look a bit mean. Or I don't know. Or maybe I'm an ugly git. I'm not really sure. But
intimidating is probably
maybe,
the word I'd look for.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that comes down to the size.
Possibly. And I think when I don't smile, I've got resting bitch face. So I try and smile a lot.
I imagine. Well, I've seen you resting in between rounds.
yeah.
Can I say hello to Tommo yet, or is he? What zone's he in?
No, honestly, I'm always all right.
I know you are. You're known as the friendly giant, aren't you? The gentle giant.
So, yeah. But yeah, so he said that to me. Good face to play bad guys. He took a couple of pictures of me. Said he worked for this. He had contacts or whatever. And like I say, about a month later, this woman calls me up and says, "I'm looking for a bodyguard in a film." I thought it was a joke at the beginning, but it ended up being real. Went to the costume fitting, and it was Jurassic World 2. And I was like, this is brilliant. The first film I ever saw in the cinema was Jurassic Park. And to this day, it's one of my favourite films. So when she said, "This is Jurassic World 2, I was like, I can't believe this. I turned up, and like I said, it was like 8 days of me just sitting in a chair next to this Indian guy who was like my boss, bidding on a dinosaur. I'm just sitting there looking tough. And that was it.
That's the resting bitch face.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what it is. Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything.
No, I literally just sat there, whenever we were on set, I just sat there pretending I was looking at these dinosaurs getting wheeled out. There was nothing there. There was a guy with a stick, and there was a ball at the end of the stick. And they just said, our direction was, "You're looking at the ball, that's the head of the dinosaur. It's the scariest thing you've ever seen." So we were just sitting there going, oh. That was it, right? And I think about half a second of me made it into the film. I was over the moon. But it was 8 days, and at the end of it, I got $2,000, and I was like, "This is the easiest money."
Insane. Did you give a flashback? What sort of time frame was that from, wanting to change who you are to that point? Was it a couple of years, 3 years?
If that, not even that long. So, like when I had what I say to it now, it was that weekend was my breakdown. Yep. So when I had my breakdown, I like that. Rebirth, okay. So that, what do you want to call the rebirth? From that moment, it was less than a month to my first strongman comp, and then it was probably a year to this guy approaching me in the gym, saying I had a face for.
So in a year, you've gone from not wanting to be yourself to being in Jurassic World.
Yeah, and then
that's the universe looking out for you. That is 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know, but I do remember after a couple of years looking back, thinking, what a difference! Like, and I tell everyone the same thing. I stopped drinking. Like, I spent a year not drinking at all. Now I can have a couple of beers if I go for a meal, and I'll stop.
Social.
Yeah, but I don't get drunk anymore. I've got no desire to get drunk anymore. I think the last time I got drunk was at my best mate's wedding about 3 years ago. That was it. But literally stopping drinking and going to the gym. That was the two things. Mm-hmm. And that, my life went 180 straight. Like, that was it. And I never really looked back. Like, I just kept on doing the strongman comps. I haven't competed since COVID, but I did try and qualify for England this year. Unfortunately, I fractured my sternum, so that didn't happen.
Did you?
Yeah, it still hurts a bit now, but it's all right. But, like, yeah, just from that moment, did that movie, just started doing other stuff, and now I'm the Quorn sausage man. So that was quite good.
We'll play this clip in.
I've made plenty of New Year's resolutions over the years. Never stuck to any of them. Toning down my entrances. Who's ready to get taken to school? No more feigning injuries. Less shirt ripping. But this year, my resolution is to eat more healthily. And tasty resolutions are easy to keep with Quorn.
It's a great advert, isn't it?
It was
Is
fun.
it
was fun. It was very fun. But they cut out the best bit. That annoys me.
What's that? What was
there was one scene where there's a double bed and the woman who's playing my wife is on one side of the bed reading a book at night, and I get on the dresser and I do a giant leap off the dresser and I land on my side of the bed and it just completely collapses. And she just literally looks at me and goes, "Night." And that's it. And it was brilliant. We did it in one take. The whole thing collapsed, and it was so awesome. And for some reason, they didn't put it in the advert.
Because you play a wrestler in that, don't you?
Yeah, that was it. So I play a wrestler who's a dad of a family, but he can't stop being a wrestler.
Yeah.
So he's like there's a bit where he rips his shirt off. There's a bit
the
where
fake injuries.
the fake injury, and like pretending I'm walking out into the ring when I'm taking the kids to school. It was awesome. But that was my first professional acting job, if you like, with my agent who I've got my actual. So I was doing loads of background work, and then in October of last year I got an agent, and now I do proper acting, I guess you call it, if you want to call it.
Don't be so
Don't be honest about it.
Don't undersell yourself.
Well,
that's what you do.
Yeah, every now and then.
And you enjoy it.
I
That's
do
the
enjoy
thing.
it. Yeah,
You enjoy it. You love what you do.
It's not just on the short journey up we've had. It's a passion for you. It's like.
Well, I've always liked films. Like ever since I was a kid, I said to you, ever since I was a little kid, I've loved films, and I'm a bit of a movie geek, and I know all the trivia about movies. And then weirdly, all these years later, I've ended up being in films. Yeah,
that's amazing.
So,
before we go on to the acting, let's talk a bit about the strongman sort of thing. Because obviously, I train. I've had a bit of a lull myself since sort of Christmas.
Yeah, but everyone gets that. You get.
Yeah, but I've not been eating. I've not been.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've lost loads of weight. I've just.
You need something to focus on.
Yeah, I've got it back now, mate. I'm driven. I'm 100% focused. It's. But what's your nutrition like in a minute as a strongman? Because I don't know. Do you just eat everything and everything?
No, I'll be honest. So
that's for that ready. Old streak, half a cheesecake.
But I don't have a sweet tooth.
Oh,
I'm a savoury man. But everyone always says this. How many calories do we eat? I don't know.
What's a typical day then?
Right. Okay. So I wake up and I'll have a fry up or a variation of a fry up. You know,
daily.
Yeah, pretty much every day. So I'll have 4 or 5 slices of toast. My missus has got me into avocado, which I quite like actually. Yeah. So that's the healthy bit. So I put a bit of avocado in, or just loads of butter, whatever.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 eggs in the morning. If we've got bacon, I'll chuck that on as well. Some beans, and I always put cheese on. I love cheese. I can't help it. So I'll have that, and I'll drink loads of water. I always drink loads of water.
Or 3 pints of juice.
Yeah, whatever. And then I'll have like a protein shake after an hour or so later, and then I'll try and have some sort of meal with pasta in it and a bit of chicken or something. Then I'll usually go to the gym during around about midday time. Then I'll try and eat as soon as I get back from the gym because I'm always hungry after, like, I've been there 3 hours or whatever. Some sort of, usually I go to Lidl's and I get like this £2 stir fry thing, which is really actually quite good money, I think. Like, it's good value. So I'll get that, and then I'll probably have whatever Amy cooks in the evening as well. So
6-7 times a day then, really.
Well, that's the thing. I don't count how many times I eat. I don't count calories. I just think I'm hungry. I need to eat.
So you know, by the time you got to your second meal, that'd be like what I'd eat in a day.
Yeah, but look at it's all relative.
Yeah, I know it is, but you know what I mean. It's like I couldn't physically eat anymore.
Yeah, but when I started, I couldn't eat this much. You're eating like your appetite adapts as your body adapts.
But you should see Tommo train, mate. It's like, it's scary.
I don't know about that.
Well, it is for me. It's scary. And how much calories these guys, these strongmen, burn in a 3 hour.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
So it's like if you haven't got an appetite after that, it's.
I can imagine. It's just I find it. I'm one of them people where I cannot eat if I am not hungry. I will feel physically sick if I try and force feed anything.
I'm the same as you, but I'm always hungry. That's the problem. Like I'm hungry. I'm starving right now, and I only ate just before you picked me up. I ate a whole bag of that stir fry stuff to myself, which was 750 grams.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm my stomach's rumbling and I'm hungry.
Taco Bell on the way home.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. But like that's just how I am. I'll wake up in the middle of the night with hunger pangs. Seriously, because I think it is because I train, like I lift heavy weights to do the reps and that, and then your body just sort of says we need the energy or we need to repair or whatever it is, and but when I started, I didn't even eat half of what I didn't need to because I didn't have the muscle mass. I wasn't lifting anywhere near the weights. Your body and your appetite increases as what you do increases, I guess.
I don't want to pick him up. I said, "You're looking well, mate." I said, "Oh, I'm skinny at the minute."
I am. I've dropped below 130 kilos. I'm not happy.
He's skinny.
So for me, this is skinny. Yeah.
So we had a conversation about mentality and obviously the reflection of yourself.
Yeah.
It can be cruel sometimes, though, can't it?
130 odd kilo. What's that in stone? I work in stone.
Oh, good Lord.
20, I think. But I was 23 stone, I think it was. At one point, I weighed 143 kilos. That was the heaviest I was. But then I was too heavy.
That's over £300, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Let me work it out. Because I remember the other week, I was about 280 pounds. So what was I? I was 128 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
So if I times that by 2.2, 280 pounds at the minute. So I've been well over 300 pounds before, yeah. But I was too big. Like, too big. I couldn't walk up the stairs without being out of breath. I couldn't put my shoes and socks on. It was a bit.
Yeah, I hear a lot of that.
Yeah.
Feel like from the bodybuilding perspective, I don't know much about the strongman stuff. It's not something that I follow, but I do follow the bodybuilding world.
Well, I think bodybuilders are more lean, so it's harder because you've got this bloody thing in the way.
But on the bulking seasons, they get out of breath going upstairs and stuff, and it's crazy. But then when they're on the cut and they're all lean, they still haven't got no energy because they're not eating nothing.
Yeah, see, I respect bodybuilders for what they do, but I could never do it. I know I'm not healthy because I'm overweight or whatever, and I don't watch what I eat. But I think bodybuilders are very unhealthy, especially when they're on prep for a show or something. I don't think that's your body is in shock a lot, is it?
For me, it's the level of fat that they drop to get to that. I mean, some of them are like 1-2% body fat.
I mean, look, I take my hat off to it, discipline and everything.
You can see, literally, when they go out with the back, and you see, you're never going to get that if you've got like 8-9% body fat on you.
No, but it's impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Very impressive.
It is impressive, and like I say, I've got mates who do bodybuilding, and I'm always in a bit of awe of it. But I couldn't do it.
But so was lifting half a ton off the floor.
Yeah, I can't do that either.
What are your PBs?
So my biggest deadlift so far is 350. But I've got to be honest with you, it wasn't that difficult. I'm on a deadlift program at the moment, and I'm going to go for 365. That's my next target.
That's still lifting that much weight off the floor. That's impressive.
Do you want to know what my personal best deadlift is?
What?
98 kilograms.
Yeah, but it's all relative. That's not. How often do you do it?
But what do you weigh in kilo?
I don't know in kilos, and I weigh about 11 stone.
But how often do you train?
65.
I used to train quite a lot, but I don't anymore.
Exactly. I deadlift every week, and I have done for about 10 years. So that's really I should have a bigger deadlift.
You're lifting your body weight basically.
I don't weigh 350 kilos.
Oh no, kilo. I'm thinking pounds.
No, pound for pound.
That's what I mean.
My personal best and your
Well, I'll tell you what.
Obviously, yours would still be, but in pound for pound basis.
Ben, who goes to the gym,
he's strong as an ox, mate.
Ben is like less than 80 kilos, and he can deadlift 260.
Yeah.
So pound for pound, that guy's ridiculously strong.
I think he's the strongest person in the gym.
We're pound for pound, without a doubt. Without a doubt, he is.
Do you know what? You won't look twice at him walking down the street.
No, you wouldn't have a clue. His technique is spot on.
That's why he's so strong.
Yeah, he's ridiculously technical. Like, I watch him and I'm like he squats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, he's unreal. But he's in the gym and he will deadlift and squat twice a week.
Yeah.
Both of them. And he'll do it all the time. All the time. It's just consistency and time. That's what it takes.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have time. That was a big killer for me. I know it's the usual bullshit excuse, isn't it? I ain't got time
Well,
to
that's
go to the
my
gym.
bullshit excuse to me. I'm just that busy with stuff at the moment because I'm getting a business off the ground. And stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
it does.
I ain't got the time in the day. There's 24 hours in a day and I ain't got the time for it. If I gave that up, I'd be living off like 3 hours sleep.
Well,
And part of building anything is recovery.
yeah, exactly. And when I got serious into the lifting, that was when I said, so when I was starting strongman, I was working for the council doing gardening, grounds maintenance and stuff, and I was going to the gym in the evenings. I had my PT qualifications and stuff, but I wasn't using it. And then after about a year, when I went self-employed, I said, right, I'm going into PT so I can be in the gym more often. And obviously I was doing more of the background acting work, so it just made sense. But that was one of the big reasons for becoming a self-employed PT was because I thought I need more time to either rest, eat, or train, and that was what I did. So that has
being
helped
a
me a lot.
strongman's a full-time job.
Well, if you earn any money out of it, which I've never earned any money out of, I'm not that good.
No, but
I train for an hour, you train for 3.
I'm on about just the lifestyle.
That's the difference.
The lifestyle's a full-time job.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And if you want to get to that level, like the Eddie Hall level, you've got to sacrifice everything else, and you've got
for several years.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah,
and you've got to put everything into it. Everything you got to live and breathe it. Obviously, I haven't, and I can't, and I won't. I don't want. That's not true. Like when I started, I was having the dreams. Oh, imagine if I could get to a certain level, but then I didn't start lifting till I was 32. Like heavy lifting, I was 32. So I came into it really late. And you've got life, haven't you? You've got other stuff to do. So I've got to the England qualifiers, twice, which I'm quite happy with. I almost qualified for England this year, like literally a couple of months ago, but I fractured my sternum. So one of the 3 events to qualify was a axle clean and press. Yeah. And that was the one I couldn't do because every time I got the axle on my chest, it was killing me. So I just couldn't do it.
Will you go again for England, do you think?
Yeah, so next year, when they release the 3 events or whatever, because they do it all online. So they do 3 events, and then you put your best numbers in, and the top 20 qualify. So when they do that next year, I'll have a look what the events are. If I fancy it, I'll go for it.
Why not? Yeah. You've got a show coming up, haven't you?
I've got I'm booked onto a strongman comp in July.
Might go down, bit of a live podcast sort of.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it yet.
Well, if you do, we might make an appearance with the camera.
So then I better do well if you turn up.
Might be
Otherwise, I'll get embarrassed, won't I?
Yeah.
But I haven't done a full competition in over 2 years.
So you're not going to prep for it. You're not going to train for it. You're just going to lift.
Well, one of the events is a deadlift, and I deadlift every week anyways. But I'll be honest with you, I prefer static lifting. I should have been a powerlifter.
Yeah.
And most of the events are dynamic. They've got a lot of moving in them, and I just can't. I can't get the motivation to train for the moving events. I just can't. I prefer static lifting. I do the bench, the overhead, the squats, and deads. That's what I do every week, and I love doing it. But I think one of the events is an overhead medley. So I am overheading, but I'm not doing medleys. And one of them is like a yoke and farmers moving 20 metres each way. And we've got a yoke and a farmers in the gym, and I just look at it and go, yeah. I just can't get in. Yeah. I should give it a go. This is bad. If you want to,
don't do this.
Yeah, don't be like me. If you want to do well, we've got to do all the events. But I'm just if I do the comp, I'm just going to turn up and do it for fun.
That's it.
So
that's it. And if you just like your acting.
Exactly, I'm not going to take it seriously.
It's like
see what happens. But then I don't know if that's a good attitude.
Well, it's not serving you bad.
Yeah, so far, yeah, I guess.
So let's move on to the acting a little bit then, if you want.
Go on.
If you're not bored of it, because obviously you're
no, go for it.
Explaining a few things to me. So it started in the gym. Your first job was Jurassic World.
Yeah, Jurassic World 2. playing a bodyguard.
What would you say is your biggest sort of role? Or
well, I mean, financially, it was the Quorn advert. That was, and weirdly, I had about 4 or 5 people that I've never met in my life recognise me.
Really?
And that was weird. That was weird.
Like a strongman eating Quorn sausages.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't.
Do you think they used that sort of? Was that their narrative sort of thing?
I don't know, but I will be honest with you. I eat a lot of corn, and I always have. I used to be a vegetarian years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, and I've always eaten corn, but they never asked me on the advert. They never asked me once. They never said, "Do you eat our product?" Never.
Do you get food products from them?
Well, on the day I did, because there's a shop where I thought
Yeah, I saw that.
I must have eaten 30 sausages.
Are they cold or hot?
No, they were cooked. They were beautiful.
Was they?
Yeah, and not only were they cooked, they glazed them in like this gravy stuff to make them all shiny and that, and it was beautiful. So what they did was the take was like me eating half of it, and then I'd put it down, and they go, "Oh, get rid of it, get a new one." I go, "No, I'll finish it." So I was just finishing.
Sausage fest.
Yeah. I must have had about 30 of them.
Bloody hell.
So I got my protein in that day. That's for sure.
What would you say the biggest sort of like public one if it says I was in this? Obviously Batman. We mentioned Batman.
but seeing so I did Batman, but I was just deep background. Like you
But you're
wouldn't
still
even
in
see.
it, so it doesn't matter.
But that was an awesome job money wise, and it was easy because I just sat in a police car. But in terms of for me, like for my career, if you like, that's nothing. It's nothing.
No.
I think the Quorn advert for the exposure probably was the good one.
Was that actually like full on televised Quorn, proper big bollocks?
Yeah, because all my mates who do strongman, they were watching the World's Strongest Man, and apparently in the advert break it come on. Yeah, because I remember sitting there one night and my phone was going dum dum dum, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And I looked at it, and they're all screenshotting it, saying, "Oh, you're on the advert for World's Strongest Man." I was like, "Oh my god." I don't even watch TV, so I didn't even know. But like I got so many messages like that. You're on my TV. You're on this. You're on that. And like I say, I had about 3 or 4 people I've never met in my life come up to me and go, "Are you that guy on that advert?" And I was just like, "This is mad."
No.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. A couple of times I went, "No, mate, I don't know what you're on about." And they were like, "Oh, you look like this guy now." I was like, "No, that's not me." But then I'd go, "Yeah, it was."
Yeah, it was really.
But
that's wicked.
Yeah. But I've done a few like that tribal movie where I played like the main monster at the end. That was quite good.
Yeah.
But that was just a low budget British horror film.
Is it out? Where can that?
Oh, it's on like.
Is it Netflix or anywhere like that?
It's on the Amazon.
Is it Amazon Prime?
Yeah, something like that.
Have you seen it? Have you watched it?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah, it's not.
Do you
terrible.
watch your own stuff?
Once.
Yeah, you watch it once.
I watched it once, but I'm sort of like I see myself and I go, "Oh, I look shit," or "I look fat," or something like that. You know,
judgmental on yourself.
Yeah. So I just think, no, I don't want to watch that again. But
do you find you're doing more sort of TV commercial work, or is it more TV work like EastEnders? You've been on EastEnders called Midwife, or is it film sort of thing now that you
get more like day jobs. So, like it would be like, for example, 2 days on this series or 2 days on that. The movies you don't get so much, but when you do get the movies, more often than not, they're like you get more days.
Right, so you get weeks at a time.
Yeah. But that's just all the background stuff. Honestly, the background stuff is when I joined my agent, which was like October or whatever it was last year. I said to him, "Can I keep?" Because a lot of agents don't want you to do the background work. But I said to him, "Look, I'll join you, but I know that the chances of me getting an acting job, like a proper acting job, is slim." I said, "Can I please carry on doing the background work?" And he went, "Yeah, no worries." I was like, "Oh, thank God. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone with him."
Have you still got that same ambition? Or would you like a role now? A bit more experience, a bit more comfortable?
Like, when I started doing this, I didn't have any ambition to do this.
No.
Like, I've always liked films, but it was never really a dream or an aim to do acting. But the more I've done it now, the more I want to do it.
It sounds a blast from what you've been saying.
Yeah, it's fun.
It does sound like it's absolutely awesome.
It's like you turn up and you won't really have a clue what's going to happen. And some days you're going to be bored just sitting there doing nothing, like sitting with other people in a tea room just waiting to do stuff. And you might not do anything. But other days they'll go, right, you're going to be a soldier, and you're going to run across here, and this is going to blow up next to you, and all this sort of stuff.
It kind of takes you back from what I can gather to like being a kid,
Yes.
where you're just playing.
Well, you know when you're
You
a
are
kid,
literally just playing soldiers, playing.
you know when you're a
playing
kid
that.
and you have dreams, you're like, one day you want to be a copper, the next day you want to be a soldier, the next day you want to be something else, and you're telling your parents, I want to do this, I want to do this, and really you don't know what you want to do. This is the thing about doing all this background work. You get to do it all, and you literally get to play the parts that when you were a kid you dreamed of being, and that's what I love about it. It is fun. Like, I've done some really fun stuff, and I've met some cool people.
I was about to say, you met some big stars, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them you just see, you don't really talk to, but some of them, they do take the time to talk to you.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like I told you, like Idris Elba talked to us on Hobbs and Shaw. He talked to us every day. He was a really nice bloke. Chris Pratt on Jurassic World seemed like a nice bloke, and he'd speak to people. And that goes a long way, because you come away and you tell everyone, oh, he's a nice bloke, or they're a nice person, whatever, you know, and it stays with you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So then you become a bit of a fan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's been your most enjoyable role or production to work on?
Probably Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah?
Yeah, because that was a long one. That was like 3 weeks we were there, and there was I met loads of really nice people. I'm still in touch with a lot of them, and we were running around with guns, and there was explosions.
Every little lad's dream, innit?
This is what I mean.
Every
There was
little lad's
explosions. We all had to jump like we'd been blown up, and
So what's the base? I've not seen Hobbs and Shaw. What's the basis behind it?
it's a spin-off from the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. I wouldn't say it was a good movie. It's a popcorn movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's an action movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a big dumb action movie.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, because the last day, I remember, we were all positioned on the floor. We're all dead, so we're just lying there dead. And then,
Is it hard to play dead? Sorry, just cutting you off.
well, no, we were just lying there, like
Yeah.
your mates over there. You're like, you're right, mate. You know, you're just chatting. But it wasn't Dwayne Johnson. It was Dwayne Johnson's character, but it was like the stuntman.
Yeah.
He's in this massive truck, and he's going around this hangar, and he's hitting all these wires on the ceiling, and every time it's a wire, there's an explosion. Boom, boom, boom. It's basically them escaping the hangar. It's the last shot, and everything just blew up around us. Everything in a controlled like explosion, and it was just awesome. You're lying there, you're dead, you're dead, but you're like, and you're just looking at it, you're like, holy shit. Oh my god! And there's like these drones flying around, and there's drones coming over you, and that's when you like close your eyes and that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Like that was really fun.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Have you got what would you have liked to have been in? If you could pick any film from the past, it's like I would love to have had a role in that.
Right. Well, I wanted. So when I did Jurassic World 2, in the studio next door, they were filming what was called Red Cup. That was Solo, the Han Solo Star Wars movie.
Right.
And they said, oh, you know, we need stormtroopers. So loads of people were like, oh, I'm going to go across and do stormtrooper after this. And who doesn't love Star Wars? Like, you know, you grew up on Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
The original trilogy, not the crap now, but you know what I mean. But so we all go across. They took one look at me and they went, no, you're too big. Couldn't get in a stormtrooper outfit. I was like,
Gutted.
yeah, I was like, shit.
Absolutely good. Could you imagine? Oh,
Yeah.
God, I'd love to be a stormtrooper.
Would you be able to spot you? There we are.
Well, if they'd have custom made me a stormtrooper, the big dumb slow one at the back, yeah.
Could you imagine them trying to make you a stormtrooper outfit, or trying to squeeze you into one that they already had?
Well,
A paddy and a bit
the
of
thing is,
lipstick
though,
and an album.
The annoying thing is, a couple of my mates got on it, and they had
Yeah,
like
dear.
3 months worth of work from it.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's some serious money. What's this one? The Grindelwald, the spin-off for Harry Potter. You know
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
So
yeah.
one of my mates did 4 months on that. 4 months. And that, you just think, if you're getting 2, 3, sometimes more, 100 a day, just being in the background, in the deep background, just sitting there, twiddling your thumbs, really. And you got 4 months solid work. And you just...
That's crazy, isn't
This
it?
is what I'm saying.
Are some of these jobs in like, are they all England based, or have you gone?
I've not filmed I've never filmed anywhere abroad. I've had like offers, but obviously it hasn't. I haven't I've said yeah, I'm available, but it hasn't happened. But most of the stuff, like most of the big Hollywood stuff, is filmed over here.
Really?
You've got Warner Brothers Studios and you've got Pinewood Studios and obviously you've got Elstree Studios where they do some film as well. Most of it's over here. But the only thing is now, when I watch a film now and they go, like, when it comes up on the screen, like New York or wherever it is, I'm like, I know where that's filmed. That's England.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And then, because I tell you what, so the Batman, obviously, is meant to be in Gotham, isn't it? There was a scene where he turns up at one of the crime scenes, and one of the forensics guys turns around, and I'm like, that's my mate. So it sort of takes you out of the movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you watch movies in a different light?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Has it spoiled it for you?
No.
The enjoyment of movies?
No, not at all. Because if anything, it's made it more interesting for me. Because now I know how they do certain things. So when I'm watching it now, like, it's a different experience. Like, I'm sort of going, I know how they do. I know how they film that, or I know that cut scene. I know why they did it and stuff like that. It's like a different sort of experience. But I still proper get drawn into films if it's a good film.
I'd love to go and watch out the film.
Yeah, it's really.
Or anything.
It is.
But you might as well sign up to be an extra and get paid for watching.
Yeah,
honestly. Honestly, when I first did it, some guy turned around to me and because I was all excited, obviously. Some guy turned around to me and he went, you better not tell people about this. He said, that'd be less work for us. I was like, I ain't bothered, mate. It's brilliant. Like,
mind you saying that, how many people, younger people, just want that career, so they will sign up for that shit?
Yeah, of course they will.
Yeah, but you've got to remember, they might not want young people.
Yeah.
They might say, we're looking for men between 30 and 50.
Yeah.
Bosh.
Yeah.
Got the job.
Yeah.
Like, I always get...
What if you don't look between 30 and 50?
They can make you look.
They can make you look...
Because I don't look... I won't say I look 30.
No, I think you look younger, yeah.
Yeah.
But...
Just him without a beard, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, no, I even look younger without a beard and all. It does make a big difference, doesn't it? But you might have it even better then, because you could play the younger guys and the older guys.
I could quite easily play someone that's 18, 19 years old and get away with it.
So you're probably open to more work then.
Yeah. I could also play someone that's like 40.
There you go.
Did me up.
Yeah. So you could cover all the bases. I said to you in the car, I only get certain roles because I can't do like most period stuff because I don't fit in the costume. So normally it'll be like we're looking for a henchman.
You're not going to be a butler, are you?
Yes, exactly. It's like I always get henchman or thug or
butler in the buff.
no, not with this belly, no chance. But yeah, I always get certain roles because of the way I look. But and I will get less roles because of that. I told you, like the everyman will get more jobs because they look like the everyman.
You're more niche, aren't you?
This is what I mean. But I don't mind because I do get fun jobs.
Thing is, though, when you look at that, though, right? Someone, let's say, that is the everyman, you've probably got more of a chance with being niche, of being bigger than what they are in terms of an acting role. Because when you look at it in terms of the not necessarily maybe like the stars of something, but maybe someone that plays like the villain or whatever else, it's like maybe like a B-class actor.
Yeah.
You've probably got a better chance of getting to that step because of that niche that you have.
Listen,
than you have.
If I could get to be like a regular villain in movies, I'd love it.
Is that what you want to be a baddie?
Like Sean Bean.
Well,
for example, I won't say Sean Bean's an A-class actor.
He's big stuff.
Oh yeah, he's fucking good at acting. I think he should be. Or like Liam Neeson.
He's been in some big stuff, hasn't he?
But they're not like your, like your Dwayne Johnson,
I know what you mean.
or your Sean Connery. You have like an A-grade actor and then a B category underneath.
Listen, I'd be happy to get to E or F.
Yeah,
mental, isn't it?
Very much so. Do you know what? If I read that on the internet, mate, I wouldn't believe it. It's only that I know you that I believe you.
This is what I mean. Here, look. So that 2-hour job yesterday, they sent me the pay sheet. Where is it? Summary of work, 146 quid. I was there 2 hours, and that was background.
Wow. That's You got your travel though, haven't you?
Well, they pay that. You get 20 quid travel.
That's no good for me though, is it? To London.
In my smart car, it is.
Smart car.
You're joking.
No, I drive a smart car, yeah.
That's got to be fucking comical.
There's only one seat in the front, like, same as in the middle.
I love it. It's the best car ever.
I suppose you don't have to get.
If you're nipping down London all regular and stuff.
You what?
If you're nipping down London regular.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's perfect. Honestly.
Yeah.
I can get from Newark to Essex and back to Newark on less than a tank.
Wow.
And how much is it a full tank?
40 quid.
Even with current prices.
Yeah. When I first got that car, I could fill it up for 22 quid.
Do you know how much my car takes?
I've heard my mates is like 100 quid.
140 odd quid.
Yeah, there you go.
Now,
Yeah.
at £1.80 a litre, about 140 quid to fill my tank.
Mine's 40.
And I'll get, if I'm on motorway miles, I'll get about 900 miles out of it.
Was that like 140 quid for the day? Obviously, you've if you're travelling from Newark, you're lucky you've got a house to stay in down there. But it's like...
Yeah, see, no, that's a good point. So, are we filming?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Off.
I didn't.
Right. Yeah, so, if it's a one-day job, and I know I've got to travel, like either public transport or car, I do always think about how much is it going to cost me and the time and everything. So if it's a one-day job and you're going to clear after travel less than 100 quid, I don't normally do it.
No.
That's why if they go, it's 2 days in a row, straight away it makes it worthwhile. Because you go, right, well, that's 300 quid. And I'll just get Airbnb for 20 quid. So then it's doable. But if it's anything more than 1 day, I'll do it. If it's not, and that's background work. But then you get some jobs, it'll be like 250 quid for a day. Well, I'll do it then, won't I?
I suppose you've got to do that shit to get out there, haven't you?
When I first started, I just said yes to everything. Everything.
Even if you was losing money.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, you never lose money.
No,
but you might do like a 12-hour day and only pocket 50 quid.
With travelling and everything.
Yeah, but still, I think it's 50 quid more than I had when I woke up this morning. And I've had a fun day shoot.
Yeah, exactly. And your name's out there, you're getting your
credit.
credits.
Yeah, exactly. And the agencies appreciate it and they go, oh, I'll remember him for next time. So it's all worth it. But then, like now, I do think I'll be a bit more picky.
Look at him, snob lord.
Yeah, I know. You see, little grin there. Little grin.
He's got a few under
Cheeky
his belt.
smile.
I do, yeah, no. Less than 500 per day.
No. Like, literally, anything where I think I'm going to clear 150 or more in my pocket, I'll do it.
That's an average wage now, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Well, for me, that's a lot of money. Like, I said, like, I can easily live off £1 a month. I don't buy anything other than food. You know, my trainers cost me a tenner off eBay.
Yeah. You were moaning about them in the gym the other day, weren't you?
Yeah.
What happened with him?
Yeah, well, the soul
That's
came
what
out.
you fucking get off eBay.
the soul fell out of him. I've only worn them 3 times and the soul fell out of it. That's what you get for a tenner on eBay.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't spend money on nothing. That's the thing. So
what do you do? Like, if you don't spend money on anything other than food, what do you spend it on? What do you do?
Just eat and sleep, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much like because I don't go out. I don't go out. Like, I don't go out on the town or anything. So I might say...
Neither do I.
No, but I might say, should we get a takeaway and watch a movie? Or should we go out for a meal? Or should we go to a cinema? Or, you know, we went crazy golf. Just little good, clean fun, really. You know, just good, clean fun. But I don't spend money on stuff. I don't buy any expensive brands and I don't spend money.
You're not materialistic.
No, exactly, yeah. So, you know, I prefer just spending money on doing stuff. Does that make sense? Than buying stuff, you know? Like, I think the way I see it is this. When you look back at nights you've had out in 20, 30 years, let's say you two go out on a night out and you have a great night out. You're not going to go in 20 years. I remember that night when you were wearing that Fred Perry shirt and we went to something. You're not going to say that, are you? You're going to go, remember that night when so-and-so fell over into that puddle? Oh, what a laugh that was. You don't remember what someone's wearing, do you, on a night out? You just remember what happened on the night out. So I think the memories are more important than
100%.
Than the material.
100%.
There's a snippet.
Yeah.
There's some life advice for you.
Yeah.
Advice from Tommo, a weekly. We'll make it a weekly thing, can't we? A weekly thing on Zoom.
But that's just what I think. I don't, like, when people say I've spent $2,000 on a watch, I go, well, that's great, but my phone chose the time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
You're
not neither, are you?
No.
I'm not Brandy.
No.
Brandy? I'm not
I
Brandy.
don't know what, I don't know what the word is, but I'm not either.
Yeah.
No, I'm not into these big brand malarkey and stuff like that.
It's a bit like you see the old guy, don't you? Penis extension being a Porsche.
Yeah.
It's like you're showing off.
I'll admit I would like to own a Porsche.
That's why I got a smart car. I wish.
I would like to own a Porsche.
No,
but I've always said right from being a kid that's my dream car.
What Porsche? Yeah, but that's just an example. You know, people it's this alter ego or thinking there's something that they're not.
Yeah.
It's, you know, my uncle's very, very, very fortunate to be in a financial situation that he's in. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, but see,
You couldn't tell by looking at him.
Well, there's someone, I can't remember the saying, I'm useless to things like this, but someone said, what is it? It was like a picture of Elon Musk or something, and he was wearing throwaway clothes, and it said, what was it? It was like, be so rich that you don't need to show it, or something like that, you know? And I think, I mean, obviously I'm not rich, so I couldn't show it anyway, but that makes more sense to me. Like, why would you want to parade to everyone that you've got all this and that? I don't get people like that.
No, 100%.
You know, if that's what makes them happy, great. But I don't care.
For me, it's all about holidays. Going away.
Memories.
Yeah, holidays, spending time with the family.
Yeah, memories
like
and
that.
experiences.
Yeah, going
that's
out
what it's about.
on days out and stuff.
That's
I'd
what me
quite
and Amy
happily
said.
keep a 400-500 quid car. You know, granted, if I had all the money in the world, I'd get a nicer car, but that don't bother me.
No.
Yeah, I do find the people that you see wearing the designer sort of clothes and all the big gold and the big bling and everything like that, they're in a lot of financial shit getting that.
Yeah, do you know, I know some people are like, they like maxed out another credit card. I'm like, why?
Oh, I bought these new shoes, and it's like, what?
For what? For what?
Just to chuck in the bin after 2 years.
If they last 2
yeah.
years.
I don't get that mentality. I think it's wrong. But I do think a lot of that comes from social media.
Do you know, I was just about to say, it's you see someone's post, you get life envy.
Yeah.
But that's
not real.
This is what I say to everyone. Social media is not real. It's the fakest world. People, like these women, you see these women on social media, and they'll stand in front of the doorway before a night out, and they're all like, oh. And it's all like that, and it's like, you know, me and my natural... you know what I'm saying?
It's a screenshot for me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh. And they take all these pictures, and then all these other girls look at that, and they're like, oh, you know, she's amazing. It's like, she's wearing a ton of makeup. She's probably filtered the crap out of that picture.
Yeah.
She's probably going to take that dress back to the shop tomorrow and say it's faulty or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's not reality. No. She doesn't wake up and look like that. And then all these young girls are looking at that and going, oh, you know, I want to be like that. No, you don't. And that girl doesn't look like that either.
It
wrong. Bothers me.
It should be criminal.
Yeah. It bothers me. It's social media and the internet in general. They have a lot of good things. They do.
It gives me a laugh a day.
But they also have a lot of bad stuff, and that's what bothers me. Like, how many people do you see now that they've got eating disorders? They've got confidence issues. They all this other stuff, and it all comes from because how many people do you know that go, oh, I'll put a picture up, I only got 4 likes. It's like, mate, don't live your life worried about how many likes you've got. Jesus, like seriously. If you're going to put anything on it, put it up for yourself, not for anyone else. Yeah. If someone else likes it, great. But it should be for you. It's your life. It's basically you documenting your life, isn't it? That's what it is. Yeah. And if you're doing it for any other reason, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, 100%. I think
There's another snippet.
Yeah, it is. Great advice.
Oh, I don't know.
It's one thing I do post gym pictures on Instagram, but I've had some family members in the past, like, what the fuck are you posting that on for? And it's like, hang on a minute, I'm not doing it to show off. I don't have to show off. I'm comfortable in life. I'm comfortable within my family. I'm me. If you don't like me, that's fine. But because of my photos, I mean, you know this, I've inspired 6 people, 2 of those being alcoholics, to change their lifestyle and get into the gym.
There you go.
Because that man can do it with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Why the fuck can't I with no kids?
There you go then.
And that's why I do it.
Yeah.
No more than that. Do you know what I mean? I think if there's more people like that keeping it real, I say keeping it real, I do put a filter on.
I don't even
just so my vein sticks out a bit more, you know. But who doesn't? The filters are built into your phone, aren't they, nowadays? But you know, that's the end.
I don't use them. So.
That's all the fakest I've been, and it's not for egotistical things. Oh, you look great. I know I do. I know I look good with the shirt off sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Camera angle's right.
Yeah.
But
lights.
The gym's perfect for that. Though.
Oh no! Do you know what? That gym, they call it goon lighting. Like there's a guy he's got a YouTube channel with Nick Strength and Power. He calls it goon lighting when you get that perfect light that highlights everything. And that gym has perfect goon lighting. I don't know how. Even me,
I've got a belly. They're angled towards the mirror.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a belly. Well, I admit that, yeah. And sometimes, even like if I've had a good workout, like Amy will go, "Oh, take your top off," have a look. And I'll be like, all right. So I'll take it off and I'll quickly go, look, like that. And then even that, somehow I've got a six-pack in that mirror. Like a vague outline of a six-pack.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, Jesus Christ.
It's like the opposite of the junk mirrors at the fair that you used to get.
Yeah.
It makes you look all right.
It makes you, somehow you look half decent. You think, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't understand it. And you go home, you take it off in the front of the mirror and you look like shit again.
Yeah. But how do you feel in that moment in time? You feel good.
You feel awesome.
That picks you up.
Yeah.
And are you familiar with Seth Frosey? No. He's got a podcast called Hard Working Motherfuckers. He's one of sort of my inspirations. It's him that got me into training and making a change in the. Cause I was just,
who's that other geezer? Dave Goggins, is it?
Yeah, he's just a life. He's just a guru, isn't he?
He's mental. I love him.
Yeah. He's insane.
Is that his name, Dave Goggins?
Black guy.
Yeah.
The name rings a bell. I can't put a face to the name.
He's got a skinhead. He's just ripped. He's just awesome. Yeah, but he's just awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I watch all these videos and I just think he just says it's like, just do it. Just get rid of everything.
One morning, wake up 4 a.m. on the treadmill. Half the time, mate, it's like, yeah, that's great.
No, but I love him. Like he just says, just go and do stuff. Just do whatever. Just go and do it. Yeah. And you just think, yeah, it's actually that simple, really, isn't it? Yeah. Like you can go for a 10-minute run.
Do it.
Yeah. If you think about it, you'll think about it for longer than it'll take to do it.
Yes.
And he just says, just do it. Just go and do it.
Yeah. It's fantastic mentality. And that's what I love about this training environment, the gym environment, and the online sort of social media with the gym guys. Seth Frosey, the one thing that stuck into my head is he's got a YouTube series a couple of years ago now, so how to look good naked.
I think I might have heard of that.
And his mentality
No,
is...
you're thinking got one.
What's that?
Got one.
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, that fashion geezer, whatever it is. Yeah,
right.
That's it.
Anyway, I think he's got a YouTube. He's a bit different to Seth.
Yeah, I don't know.
just a little bit.
And his mentality is, I wake up in the first thing in the morning, look at myself naked in the mirror, and that point there will set my day. If I look good, nothing's going to put me down. I'm ready to fuck that day up. I've left my bedroom. I'm ready now. But if he's ate shit the day before and he's bloated, he's not going to have a good day. So he makes sure today I'm going to eat well, so I look good tomorrow.
So he does that every day,
and then it just keeps going and going and going and going. I don't know. I mean, his series is called Hard Working Motherfucker. I don't know anyone that grinds as much as this guy. He's so motivational. It's unbelievable. And his whole thing is, it's your life. If you're not happy with it, you fucking change it.
Yeah.
If
It's
you're
true, though,
unfit,
isn't
it?
go for that fucking run.
Yeah.
It's, and there's that bullshit excuses that I'm guilty of. Hands up, I've made loads of
Everybody's
excuses.
guilty of excuses.
Yeah.
Everybody.
But it sometimes just takes 3 minutes to watch back this video and it's like, actually, I'm engaged again there.
Yeah.
How one person could do that you've never met over the other side of the
Seth
Atlantic.
Frosey.
Yeah, I'll send you some links, mate.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that.
He's really, really good.
I like all that because that's why I like that Dave Goggins. I put one of his 5-minute videos on, and I'm ready
Eric
to go.
Thomas does it for me.
Who's he?
Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher.
Eric Thomas. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome.
Hip hop preacher.
Yeah.
So is he a hip hop artist?
No, he's...
Is he a preacher?
Yeah, no.
What the fuck is he then?
That's just what they call him because of how he kind of goes on about it. It's in the style of a preacher in the way in which he kind of portrays himself.
Eric Thomas.
He did. He tells a story about this bloke that goes to this guru and he's like, I want to be rich. And long story short, the whole point of the story is this guy tells him to go to a beach and he tells him to walk out into the sea.
Me.
Yeah, and he holds his head down underwater.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard of that story.
Yeah, and then just before he's about to pass out, he rags him up and says, what did you want to do then? And he's like, I wanted to breathe.
I've heard some of his motivational speeches and that. Is that him?
Yeah,
Right,
he's
I've heard
so
that.
good.
I have heard that. He does sound like a preacher.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Does
The way
it?
in which he comes across, hence why
I've
he's
actually
like
seen loads of his stuff.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's got that voice where he's like, "You've got to try," and all that sort of stuff. It's like that, isn't it?
Yeah. We're a bit of a gruff to it, like, but yeah, that kind of a thing.
Do you find the need for online motivational sort of stuff in your everyday life, or?
Do you know what? No, but sometimes I like it.
I'm like that. I listen to it in the car. Sometimes
I'm good at motivating myself when it comes to training and stuff like that.
I can motivate myself for a good shit, but that's about it.
I used to train alone a lot, so I'm always quite good at that. I do like training. I prefer training with other people, But I can train alone. Like I still hit the numbers, and I still, but there's not. You can't beat having some
that's
a hype. But yeah, every now and then when if I'm feeling a bit low mentally or something, I might put on one of them, and it just sort of makes you go, yeah, I can attack this day. I can do a bit better. I can do.
That's
more.
another good thing about the internet.
There you go. But like we were saying to Carl, do you know who I listen to sometimes? Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I started listening to him. And Tom Brady. I watched some Tom Brady videos.
NFL guy.
Oh man, yeah.
Was he the Patriots?
Yeah, the one who won the 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Because his story was that they said when he was at the combine, when he was at college, they said he's got no athletic ability. He's gangly. He can't throw a ball. Like they wrote him off.
One of the best freaking quarterbacks NFL's ever seen.
Like literally, everyone wrote him off.
I don't follow NFL, but I've heard the name.
He's unreal. So basically, he was written off. He was a round 7 draft pick. So basically, right at the end, when it was the dregs were left, someone picked him, and he basically got to the point where he was watching it on TV with his parents, and he was like, "I'm going for a walk because I'm not getting picked." He was already thinking about going back to college doing law and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then he came back from the walk, and all of a sudden they heard his name, and he got picked. And there was 6. There's a documentary called The Brady Six. So there was 6. It's on YouTube. There was 6 other quarterbacks that were picked before him, and it tells you the story of them. They all failed, and then there was him, and he's gone down in history as the best football player of all time by a mile.
Just shows you, doesn't it?
And you could see, like, he walked up to the Patriots owner the first day he was there. He walked up to him, and he went, "I'm Tom Brady. I'm the best decision this franchise has ever made." And that he just walked away. And the owner was like, "Who the hell is that?" And then he became the best decision they've ever made.
Wow.
I think he's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. He is very, very good. Motivationally, he's fantastic. I've heard a couple of his stuff.
I think he's brilliant.
He's brilliant. He really is good. But I don't know. I like the more hard-hitting kind of motivation.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
No bullshit, black and white.
Yeah.
That's Seth Rossi. That's why I resonate with it.
That's the kind of thing that I like.
I've not got no grey area, as you know. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. It's like, I don't care. That's just in every aspect, you know what I mean? I phoned my coach up. I say a coach, it's a long-term friend. Highly accomplished bodybuilder. If I'm feeling a bit shit, I'll be like, "Okay, I haven't been feeling it for a couple of weeks, mate." I was like, "I'm thinking about changing plan." "What the fuck's up with you, Steve? You can do this."
So, what is your aim?
It was before lockdown, mate. I was wanting to go to get on stage and compete in a bodybuilding show just once,
like men's physique or something like that.
No, full bodybuilding.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard work,
it is, and I was prepared to put it in. I just wanted my kids to see me on stage, win or lose. But I know at that point that'll be the best looking I can look. Not saying the healthiest, but
the best looking. Yeah, I get you.
Do you know? 10 years time, that was my dad. I'd have loved that feeling.
And that, if you get pictures, there'll always be pictures of that moment. Yeah.
But lockdown hit. Gym short. Mental. I became unemployed. A lot of battles happening, as everyone did. They had personal battles in lockdown. And then, I'm going back to Seth Rossi again now. He's recently changed up. He's 38, same age as us. And he's... A lot of his guys that he was training with in like the 2000s, who he was competing with in Mr. Universe and all the other big bodybuilding events, they're slowly dying.
Yeah, I know.
And he's, right, I'm 38, I'm not getting no younger. So he's now looking good naked, functional and fuckable.
Is that what he said?
That's his mentality now. I want to be functional and fuckable. I want to see my grandkids. So that sort of resonated with me, and it's like, yeah, I can step on stage, take loads of gear, and compete, and look fucking amazing. Will I be healthy?
No. That moment you're on stage, you will definitely not be healthy.
But what effect will that have on my body in 10 years' time?
Yeah, you don't know, do you?
I don't know.
Well, look at all the big bodybuilders that are dying now in their early 40s and stuff. Mm. That's scary at the moment.
It is. And
do you think a lot of that, though, comes down to overuse of gear?
I think a lot of it does, yeah.
Because if you go back, say, like 60 years or 50 years to when bodybuilding was starting to get big...
They're all still alive.
They're all here.
Mm. Well, do you know what I think? I think one is the amount of gear, and two is
Quality.
the conditioning they get into now.
Yeah.
Because let's say when Arnie was the best.
That's classic physique. That's the class.
Yeah, which is the healthier option, I think.
100%.
But if you look at Arnie when he was at his best.
That's what I wanted to do. Classic.
Oh, mate, that's Chris Bumstead's the best at the minute, isn't he? You heard of him?
Yes.
C-Bum? He's amazing. But I think what it is the amount of gear they're using now and what they're putting their bodies through now is much harsher than it was 20, 30 years ago. Like, if you look at Arnie at his peak compared to, like, the winner of Mr. Olympia this year, the conditioning is completely different. Like, Arnie wouldn't even get top 10 now. Like, in terms of how shredded they are.
Yes.
Like, Arnie probably lost a lot of weight. I appreciate it to get on stage. He looked amazing. I still think he's the best ever.
Yeah.
But what they put their body through now compared to what they used to is different.
It's
totally
insane.
different level, yeah.
It's
and
insane.
it takes its toll. It takes its toll.
I mean, so I think like I say, I've lost a bit of weight. I haven't been training properly. The past 3 weeks, I've been back on it. I'm eating clean. I'm eating regular. I'm doing well. I'm feeling good. I mean, night sleep's good. I'm waking up okay. And it's like I've put 3 kilo on in 10 days. I'm at 83 kilo now. I'd like to get to 90 kilo.
Yeah, but you're what, 6'1"?
6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, you could easily, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to. I think
Healthily
it's
as
easy,
well, yeah.
but
It takes time.
it's not like with work and everything like that. Sometimes I don't eat. I've just got jobs to do.
Yeah,
I've got jobs to
You've
finish.
got to make sure you don't skip meals. That's the thing.
Yeah, but if something goes wrong,
This is always my problem.
So meal prep.
Yeah.
You've got to meal prep.
I know, mate. I know. But I think I'd like to get to 90 kilo and see how I look. And I think I'd look all right.
So
at
that's
90
your
kilo.
aim.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm doing. That's
it.
what I'm on that train now.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking about competing anymore. At the minute, never say never. I might go for a natural event.
Well, see how you look at 90, and then
Yeah, exactly.
once you get to 90 and you think, actually, I look all right,
Yeah.
maybe see what you think then. Maybe with 6 to 8 weeks conditioning, see where you end up. But get the first aim done first.
Yeah, we should 84.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my first aim.
There you go then.
Then it'd be 85.
Exactly.
Then 86.
It's like me. When I started strongman, my dream was a 300 deadlift. Like, I always thought that was way out in the future. That was my dream. And then I hit it, and then it's like, well, next dream's 350, isn't it? You know, and then hit that, and then you think, well, next dream's 375.
Yeah.
And like, I would love to get a 400 deadlift. That would be my ultimate dream.
Until you do it.
If I ever do that, if I ever hit a 400 deadlift, then it'll be right. I want 425.
Yeah, of course you do.
You always want more, don't you?
But I think it's just ingrained in people that train.
Well, I said this to, I think it was Ozzy the other day, or it might have been Amy actually. I said, if you ever get to a point where you're happy with what you've lifted, you might as well quit.
Yeah.
Because that just means you don't want any more. You've got to keep wanting more. You've got to.
And do you know
if
what?
you want to
You'll
do
live
it
a
as a
long life
sport,
that way.
maybe you will, yeah.
Because you won't shut off.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
Same-
you'll always
same
have that
people
something to go
That
for.
drive, whether it's
Yeah.
business, whether it's personal, it don't matter.
Mm.
I think you need that drive in life.
You've always got to have an aim.
Yes.
Whatever it is, no matter how small it might seem, you've always got to have an aim.
Yeah.
And once you hit that, you've got to have another one. And you just got to keep doing it. And if you become aimless, that's when you lose your way.
Well, to live. What's
Exactly,
the point in
yeah.
surviving?
That's what I think, yeah. It's like Apollo Creed said that in Rocky IV, didn't
Did
he? He said, yeah, the warrior may as well be dead, Stanley.
he? Yeah. 100%. Are we all right, camera-wise?
Yeah, it looks as if it's still going.
Who are your sort of idols in life or in training, or people you look up to, people that inspire you? Would you say you've got?
Well, we spoke about him earlier. At the moment, I'd say Tyson Fury.
Oh, well, I thought he was going to say someone else that
Who's that?
I don't want to say on camera.
No, go on, I don't mind.
That you used to like, but since you...
Oh, yeah, no.
No, we won't say that.
No, don't worry about that. Cut that bit out.
Yeah.
No names were mentioned. We're all
No
right,
names
keep
are
going.
mentioned.
No, I think at the minute, it's because of, I've done security, he's fighting that.
Yeah, just saying about that. That's mental how that happened.
Yeah, I know,
So
yeah.
tell the story, mate.
Well, no, we just did the ring walks for
I just did the ring walk for Tyson Fury.
Fury and Dylan White at a fight at Wembley. Yeah, because I do security in the boxing and that, but obviously I was meant to be doing another section, and then they were short of a man, and Scott, the boss, just called me over, so I got to do the ring walks all night. I was buzzing. That was the best thing ever. At Wembley in front of all them people, that was so good.
What were it? 86,000,
I think they said
87?
94 or something.
Wait, 94? Did it
Something
get
like that,
I
yeah.
thought it only had
It was
about 80.
rammed.
Wow.
It was like by the time of the last fight, it was just chocker, and you were just like, this is insane.
You walked up, ran down with him.
I walked out with Dylan White first, then we ran back, and then all the Tyson Fury and his entourage, we were with them, and then I sat literally next to the Tyson Fury's family for the whole fight, and I was about 10 foot away from the knockout. It was brilliant. It was awesome.
He was in the ring afterwards with him.
Yeah, it was in the ring, stopping too many people getting in the ring. It was chaos at the end. But I think right now, in terms of like the journey he's had, how low he got and how he's come back, and I don't want him to retire, but he says he's retired, isn't he? But I think Tyson Fury at the minute is someone I think is awesome.
I think it's better to retire.
Retire at your peak.
I agree, but I think
if you overdo it,
if Joshua beats Usyk, and he beats him good, and then calls out Fury,
he'll come back. He's got that gypsy blood. He can't take. He ain't
gonna let that. If all the belts are on the line, and it's Joshua Fury, it's what the fans have wanted for years.
Yeah.
It's like the best of.
And I'll tell you something.
Of the era.
My bet, Fury would win.
Oh, Fury, 100%, all day long. Fury said it himself. There's no man born from a woman who can beat him.
No.
No better fighter.
He's brilliant. He didn't even get out of first gear against Dylan White. He didn't get out of first gear against Dylan White. I was watching it.
No.
It was Dylan White tried whatever he could. He got a bit dirty and that. Nothing.
That comeback when he was out for the 8 count, wasn't he?
What, against Wilder?
Yeah. He's just like the Undertaker, wasn't he?
Yeah. Boom.
9 seconds, just straight back up.
Yeah.
That's courage. I don't know what that is, but that's a different breed.
That's something different. Yeah, that's an intangible quality that you.
That's a fighter.
It's a spirit. You can't break that. And he had it in the last fight. He went down a couple of times and he got up and you can't beat a man that won't quit.
No. You
can't.
No, that's insane. Tell you what I'm going to do with Tommo. We spoke about it in the gym. I'm going to take him to the driving range. See how far he.
Yes!
He's never held a golf club before.
No, I've done pitch and putt, but I just used a putter.
But he's never held a proper golf club before.
Yeah. Pitch and putt and just used a putter.
Yeah, they're only like 80 to 100 yards.
It's just a laugh.
You just smashed it with a putter.
I just putted it. Yeah.
It was just a passing comment, wasn't it? I said, I'd love to see how far you fucking hit the golf ball.
I've never.
Because Eddie Hall did it with Vic Shields.
Yeah.
And it's like, just come down with a camera and go to Newark driving range and we'll set him up with a couple of clubs just to see how far he can whack it.
I'll bet you any money I completely scuff it now and it goes nowhere.
I can guarantee you'll stuff it.
Yeah.
But you get 100 balls to try or 200 balls to try.
I'll give it a go.
Shall we do it for money? I bet I outdrive you.
I bet you will, yeah.
It's all technique. It's all about technique and timing, but I'd just love to see how much ferocity he could.
If I could hit it sweetly just one time,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And you know what? You'll be back the following week. If you can hit it sweet, mate, you'll go.
No, I'll tell you what'll happen. I will hate it because I won't hit any of them good at all, and I'll be like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, I won't give you my club.
No.
I've got a spare set. It's all right.
Yeah. No, that'd be quite good fun. That would.
I'll give it a go. See if I can Happy Gilmore it or something.
Yeah, that's it. Something like that.
So, I'm going to tell you a story, right? It might sound a bit weird, but it's true. So, like ghosts and shit, yeah? I'm not saying I believe in them, but I'm saying that I can't not believe in them because of something that's happened to me.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a lot more going on than what we know. Like, I do believe all that. So when I was a kid, like real young, I always used to see in my old house, in my peripheral vision, I used to see a black cat running around in the house. And I used to look and it was gone. And I used to see it all the time in my peripheral and it was gone. Always just scurrying around the skirting boards and stuff, and like running down the stairs from the landing. Anyway, oh man, it still freaks me out to this day. So I woke up in the middle of the night one night, right? And I used to have a bed that was against the wall. And I always used to, for some reason, when I was asleep, I always had to face the room. Like I had to be on that side facing the room. I could never face the wall. And one night, I woke up and it was dark, and I saw the silhouette of this black cat looking at me over the mattress. Right, and I'm lying there like that, and I remember thinking, it doesn't realise I've woken up. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn around. Right, so I did. I turned around, and I faced the wall. And after about 5 seconds, I remember thinking, oh, I can't, I've got to go back, I've got to look back. And I went and looked back, it was gone. It was gone.
Mm.
So I was like, well, it weren't a shadow from outside then, it was there. Like, I remember, I could still see it in my head, I could still see it. Anyway, the very next day, I went to my mum, I went, Mum, this is how, word for word how it happened, right? I went, Mum, this house is haunted. And she went, yeah, by a black cat. And I was like,
Wow.
I went, what, you see it as well? She went, yeah, I see it all the time. I was like, fuck. Like, how do you explain that shit?
You don't. You don't.
See what I mean? So it's like, when, you know, I can't explain that. And everyone I've ever told it to, that they, you know, you can say whatever you want about it, but that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if that happened, and my mum see it as well, so it's not just me, you know, how like, that's got to be used. And there was another time, again, it was another animal, which is weird. My mate worked in a pub, I was 18. My mate got a job in a pub in the village near our town, right? And me and my other mate said, we'll go and see him in the pub on his first shift. And it was back in the old days where you could smoke in the bar and you had bar stools next to the bar, you know, it was really nice. So we're sitting there, up against the bar, my mate's there and the manager lady's there, right? Anyway, I felt the dog walk past me. I felt it come past and brush against me. So when it come this way, I went to stroke it. And there weren't nothing there. So I've just gone like that. And I looked back at my mate and the manager lady was laughing. And I went, what are you laughing at? She goes, did the dog just walk past you? I went, yeah. She went, yeah, he's been dead 2 years. I was like, shit. She said, don't know, that happens a lot. I was like, oh. Literally felt the dog walk past me. Like it brushed against me. And that was, mate, I was just like, oh, I need to finish this pint and go home. You see what I mean? So that's 2 times.
Yeah.
So
There's something out there.
I do.
There's
I
got
do.
to be.
There's got to be.
Yeah, I think there's more to
But
it.
we're not. We're not.
We're not tuned in to see it. We're not meant to see it. Not.
Or
really.
maybe we are meant to see it, but we've closed our minds off. to
That's
certain
why
things.
children, when you was younger, they're more susceptible to seeing these things.
I read that somewhere as well.
Because, I mean, there's one theory about your third eye,
Yeah, the pineal
pineal
gland,
gland,
whatever it is.
your third eye. And it's just a theory. I'm not saying it's my belief, but it's just a theory that's out there. And your third eye is your key to the other realms, where you see the other shit, the ghostly shit and everything like that. And it's still fresh and pure in children until the fluoride starts in. Because that calcifies the pineal gland. That shuts it off. And that's cannabis opens it. And it's like, that's why a lot of cannabis users, they'll use it to astral projection.
Yeah.
And do you know, stuff like that? And that's one theory, that when you're young, you've still got all these gifts that a human mind has got.
Goes them as you get older.
And as you destroy your body through chemicals and all that other shit, it lessens the effect. That's why kids are very susceptible. People think kids are just making stories up, but it's not. If a kid says they've seen a ghost, they've seen a ghost.
Well, look, all I know is,
Yeah.
one of these times I was 7 or 8 years old. The other time I was only just 18, and I know I can still see that cat to this day. And I can still feel how that dog felt when it brushed against me. And both times, someone else knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So
It just backs it up, doesn't it?
yeah,
That's an interesting subject.
yeah, I love
Very
it. I do think there's a lot more, you know. And also, I tell you what makes me think as well. The day we were born. Why were we born on that day? Like, all we know is now, right now, isn't it? For our whole lives, all we know is now.
Yeah.
But why wasn't I born 5 years before the date I was born? Like, all we know is now, isn't it? Well, humans have been here for hundreds of thousands of years, right? Or in one shape or form, yeah? So why were we all born at that particular moment? that we were born? Who's to say we didn't just die in a previous life and then get born again?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why was my consciousness born on the 12th of October? Why was it?
Yeah.
Get what I mean?
That's red. What's it called? Reincarnation.
Yeah,
Sort of thing,
yeah, because it makes me think, why am I here right now? Because all we ever know is now. So of course I know now, but I just think, why was my soul developed on that day.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I believe that what is it they say? Energy is constant, it just changes form. Right?
Yes, energy's, you can't lose energy.
Can't lose energy, it just changes form. We're powered by energy. Yeah. Who's to say that isn't the soul that powers us? And when we die, when the physical form dies, that soul or that energy has to go somewhere else.
There's been an experiment, I think it's mentioned this on a podcast before, where a guy that was close to dying gave permission for scientists to do an experimentation on him. And he was in hospital, and the weight
I've seen this. And the moment he died, his weight was slightly less.
0.5 kilos, something daft like that.
And they think that was the energy or the soul. I saw that. I saw the very same thing.
And it's like, there's got to put that much scientific research into it, there's got to be a reason for that.
Yeah.
Hasn't there? And then for the actual data to come out as it weighed less, what is the reason behind that? I don't know. I've not looked into scientific analysis, but it's just something that
I did see that same thing. Yeah,
it's interesting.
They said the moment he died,
the split second,
his weight went down.
As that machine went beep, his weight dropped,
and it's like something left his body.
You can't shit yourself in that time, which happens. You can't.
Well, when you die, you do shit yourself.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It takes time. Like your muscles have to relax.
It's not just straight. It's not just
straight away.
No, and it's like. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I saw that.
But there's that thing in there where your soul, it just moves on and on and on until it's fully enlightened, and that's when you go on to the next step.
Look, you can call it a soul, you call it what you want, but you can't deny that you're powered by energy, right? And energy is constant. That's a scientific fact.
Yeah, that's been proven.
So as soon as you don't need to be powered anymore, i.e., you're dead, that energy that powers you has to go somewhere else. It has to. That's a fact. Where does it go?
That's the question that nobody knows.
Exactly.
But like I'm pagan myself, so paganism.
That's why they call you Pagan Stephen.
Is that what they call it? I know how to name, but Pagan Steve.
Pagan Steve.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of paganism is based around energies. Paganism is the oldest form of religion in the world, and it's like you get your nature.
Well, everything stole their ideas from it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you work. It's a nature sort of thing, and nature's driven by energy. Like the sun, you have sun festivals, moon festivals. It's all lunatic. The word lunatic.
Yeah, from lunar.
From the moon. When it's a full moon, it gives off a certain energy.
Hence werewolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, and people go crazy in mental institutes back in the day when it was a full moon.
Well, they also, what does the moon do, right? It dictates tides, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what's in your body? What's in all our bodies?
Exactly.
Fluid.
Yeah.
So that moon, where the position of the moon is going to have an effect on the fluid in your body.
It is. Of course it is. But apparently, according to some people, the volume is too little for it to have an effect.
Listen.
It could just be a minute shift.
I feel another nugget coming on here.
I'll tell you what, I was on the underground today, yeah? And there was an empty water bottle, right? And it kept rolling from one side of the train to the other, depending on the speed of the train and the brakes. And I remember thinking, that weighs nothing compared to me. Yeah. And I can feel when the train stows and stops a little bit. But I don't move as much as that. But it still has an effect, even though it weighs nothing. Yeah. It has a slight effect. You see what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So
it might not be measurable.
Exactly, but it will be a slight amount. It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah. Because the force is still there.
Yeah, force is energy.
Yeah.
Everything's
still there. You could have a car travelling at 30 mile an hour and another one travelling at 30 mile an hour. They crash. They're going to stop still because they're both travelling at the same speed. The energy's still given off.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got one 30 mile an hour and 20 mile an hour, it's going to sway more to one side, but the energy is still there.
Where does you go then? In a car accident?
Well, it will change from kinetic energy.
Is that the same as...
Kinetic energy is movement.
Yeah. Well, stored energy.
Yeah. Well, it's potential energy as they're travelling. If you're talking about...
But when they impact...
it goes into sound energy, which is picked up by ourselves through his ears. Reverberation and vibration into the ground, and it's dispersed that way.
Ripples on the water.
Yeah. But where does that go?
Well, it's what I mean. It has to
go somewhere, but if you've got them vibrations that go through the ground, they'll go to trees, to us, to where, you know what I mean? It goes everywhere, doesn't it? It does go.
See, everything in nature, we're part of nature. Yeah. We're animals.
Animal, mineral, vegetable.
But it's everything has a cycle.
And we're just part of that cycle. So with our soul, or whatever you want to call it, internal energy, it's got to cycle somewhere else.
Exactly. So
It's got to.
even if it doesn't go into another body, it goes somewhere.
Of course
so,
it does.
So in a way, you are immortal, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because the energy that powers you is immortal. Simple as that. Energy in the entire universe doesn't fluctuate. It's constant.
Yeah.
So it has to be drawn from somewhere and given to somewhere in equal measure.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And that you get that with kids as well. Again, it's the younger kids where they say, I remember being an old man in my old life.
There you go.
At 4 years old.
But then they lose it as they get older. They lose the memories because you get new ones. Your head becomes
Yeah, I suppose.
full
Yeah.
of new
But I'm
ones.
just saying, there must be. There's that many kids. Mine have done it themselves.
Well, here's something. Why is it that some people are naturally gifted at certain things, and you think, how are you so good at that? You could have done it
4 years old, fucking ripping out Beethoven on a piano.
Maybe they did do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've just got a bit of shivers on my legs.
That's good.
But maybe they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people do you know are just naturally good at stuff? And you go, oh, he's naturally gifted. Maybe he ain't. Maybe he's done that in a previous life. Maybe he was a freaking samurai warrior or something.
This is the sort of shit you can't openly speak about with people without that fear of, oh, he's a bit mental, isn't he?
Exactly. That's why this should never go on.
No, I think this will.
This is
fantastic.
going on. Yeah, this is going on.
Well, if you
Right.
want, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind.
No, it's fantastic. We had another, my first episode, the guy, he's my uncle actually, who was suicidal. Whatever happened, he tried to chuck himself off Chelsea Bridge, then we got shut off. And then he became a mature student and in history, got a history degree, he's a published author, and also a member of the Paranormal Research, International Organisation Paranormal Research. So he told some shit, didn't he? Really interesting, like ghosty stories.
Yes, I'm open-minded to all that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, 100%. And people that say no straight away, it's like, you know what? You're not coming inside my circle of friends.
Yeah.
Because if we can't,
To even talk about it.
I don't care who won football last weekend. I don't care how many pints of Stella you had last night. This is the shit that life's about. That's that mature thing, though, isn't it? Like we were speaking in the cars, you make sure your mindset changes slightly, and you become more open to deeper conversations, shall we say?
Well, because you know more anyway, don't you? You've experienced more.
Yeah, exactly.
You've experienced a bit more in.
Yeah.
Aliens, yes or no?
I think it would be very arrogant to believe that out of all the millions and millions and millions and millions of planets there are, even in our own galaxy, I think it would be very arrogant to believe that this is the only planet that could support life.
Do you think they've visited Earth? In the past?
You're about ancient astronauts and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, do you think they have visited Earth at some point?
Put it this way, if there's an advanced civilization, look at what's happened on Earth, right? Europe was the most advanced civilization in terms of seafaring, yeah? What did they do? They went all over the world, didn't they? It's in an animal's nature to explore and to gain territory, isn't it? Even crocodiles do it, do you know what I mean? So if there's an advanced species that is capable of space travel, why wouldn't it explore? If you could explore, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and if they've not got here yet, it's a matter of time.
Yeah, that's what I think. But do I think they've already come here? Probably, yeah. Probably.
I think they're on Earth now.
Probably.
I think they walk among us.
We're going to have to
That's
back up
another-
because that's nearly dead.
That's fine. So, thanks for having us time out. I've thoroughly enjoyed
Do you know
it.
what? I like aliens as well. I was going to get into that, didn't I?
Talk on the way home, mate.
Yeah.
Talk on the way home. It's that's quite a subject, though.
Yeah, no, I like all that. See, now we're talking about something completely different.
We've got you on as Tommo, the strong man, the
Yeah.
actor. But if you want to come back for a chill out chat, mate.
I'll come back. Yeah, I'll come back about this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I like this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll, even if you can't make it, we'll do a Zoom one night or something.
Oh, yeah, I'm up for that.
Something like that, or I didn't come over. We can just do a chill one in my house or yours.
All right.
At the gym.
Yeah, I love all this sort of stuff, man.
It's great. It's great. That's what life's about.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
So again, thank you very much for your time. We wish you well in your strongman competition. Should you go?
Yeah, I might go.
And we look forward to some more films and adverts.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. I can't even cross my fingers with that fat.
All social links.
Yeah, we'll link Tommo up and whatnot, his Instagram. So yeah, thank you for watching and yeah, give us a follow.